Hi everyone, I'm Lennie Moore. I'm an adjunct professor here at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music in our Technology and Applied Composition department. Today we're going to look at a little scene from episode 4 of Wednesday, season 2. I'm going to see this scene for the very first time, analyze the music. I'm going to be doing what I typically do, whether a student brings me something I haven't seen before or in a class situation, and we're going to do some analysis and break down what's going on with the music.
I can also help on non-case related issues too, like a boundary challenged mother. Hello, been there. And also, who's had powers out of...
So, what we're doing is we're starting, it starts with the bass drum and a little suspenseful string hold on this introduction of the crows into the scene. So something's out of sorts. This particular crow has a giant red globular eye, so that's usually a clue for the audience that something's weird. So yeah, it's just setting up some suspense right from the very beginning, and sometimes a small gesture like, what Chris Bacon, if he's scoring this scene, which I believe he is doing is sometimes it's just a small gesture, which is like that low frequency bass drum component that just makes you feel a little uncomfortable because those low frequencies, you feel them in your chest. And then the sort of suspenseful hold of the strings is sort of letting the audience know we're not just having a conversation between the two characters, something's going on.
Felt that? Done that too. Hello? Enid? Get inside now. No, you're my best friend. I'm not gonna let you keep pulling yourself away like this. Enid.
Right. So, this whole thing is just building up to a particular moment, where whoever the control or the controller of the crows would be is doing his little hand gesture. So we're just building up some suspense, building up tension, and it's sort of this ascending line in the strings. It feels like there's a little harpsichord in there too.
Get inside now. No, you're my best friend. I'm not gonna let you keep pulling yourself away like this. Enid.
And then we're into action as soon as, this is a classic kind of film thing of like you're building suspension and then you can see the characters moving into action. There's a lot of sound going on here, and one of the things that's a challenge to do, especially in action composing for film, is where do you find your spots in what you're writing that can work with all the sound design. So you got wings flapping, you got the crows flying around, you've got the characters and their dialogue, which is really important for the audience to hear, and then you're doing what you can to kind of keep the energy up, to keep the tension going. I think what Chris is doing here is really he's finding his spots, and the way he's doing it, there's sort of the strings doing this sort of frenzied, kind of energetic bowing kind of a thing, and then he's doing some emphasis with the percussion. So the percussion is interspersed with all this. It's sort of adding this intensity to the moment. That's enough to stay out of the way of all the sound design that's going on. And one of the things that film composers do a lot is when you're dealing with so much sound in a film, it's not like a concert music kind of composition where the audience is listening passively to what the composer is presenting. You're collaborating with all of the sound team, you're collaborating with the actors, you're collaborating with the cinematographer and how the film is looking, as well as the director's vision of how they want to tell a story. So you have to find your spot, and I think the composer did a really nice job as far as kind of marrying everything, music and all the sound design elements, to kind of get us going into the action of the scene. I'm just going to run it back a little bit. Building intensity with the orchestral So here, so just building intensity, and then there's a shift going on as soon as, I'll just call the crow leader, who's sweeping down to pick up Thing and sweep him off the ground. So there's a shift there. Melodic statement.
Where do those birds come from?
A little build up, a little crescendo as the crow grabs Thing and lifts him up into the air. Also, composers, on this next shot where Stevie Buscemi's character is like pointing a finger at the crow and sending a flame, you can hear that the orchestra sort of stops. This is a dramatic moment that a composer would typically pay attention to. As the Thing grabs the little gargoyle here, the music sort of holds right there. It's you're building the drama, you're building the intensity, and you're following the story point of there's action, then the music has an action quality to it, but then when Thing grabs the hand of the gargoyle, everything kind of holds. It's a suspenseful thing. If you care about Thing, you don't want Thing to fall. And so that pause kind of helps us connect to that character. So a little melodic statement here as the Thing is up on this gargoyle, and then when the gargoyle cracks and the Thing is falling, you're building up to that next hit. And classically, when you're scoring to film, you're looking for little markers in the story along the way, and you're trying to build your phrasing so that you're supporting those little moments here and there. So back. I just want to point out, because I'm such a fan of film and filmmaking, there's a moment here with Thing, as far as the animation of this character, where whoever the actor is doing the hand part. They're doing a little tremor in the hand, which I think is really cute. That's the only way for this hand to actually act scared. The hand falling down and the orchestra doing a gesture that is a sequence of ideas that'll get us, on the fall to the save by the other girl.
Quincy!
And now we're back into action. Bass clarinet ending. At the very end, one of the things that this is a very common kind of compositional device is called sequencing, and it's just that and then modulating it around, transposing it, developing like a fragment of an idea. So all in all, it's just a really well-designed cue. Lots of excitement in it. Good job. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about what we do here at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music, just go to the website and we'll see you soon.